Hi and welcome to Unboxgraphy, your independent, honest and entertaining YouTube channel. Guys, thank you so much for the comments, positive or negative, like or dislikes. Please continue to support this channel to help make the Unboxgraphy stronger and fully independent. I know we might have some not so small disagreements. I understand you have paid $1,000 for a shiny new device, and then this weird guy with his funny accent came from nowhere and pokes fun of it. I understand that. We will be alright. Even my dad didn't like my extreme honesty. Today the moment came for the LG G6 to do some serious Unboxgraphy style review on it. A real review to show the world of YouTube how a real critic should be and what an honest, unsponsored review is like. In my S8 review, which if you haven't seen it, go watch it, because some called it the best, some called it the worst. That means it's a must see. In that video, I unintentionally upset quite a lot of Samsung fanboys. I got so many dislikes, more than what Rebecca Black got for her Friday song. So I have to behave myself and be careful today to not annoy the LG fanboys. Yes, you heard it right, LG fanboys. There might be some out there, who knows, some people are weird these days. I might become one. This is the G6, but this phone is not from LG, it's from LG's mobile division. Yes, it's different, let me light you up. LG G6 could have easily be the best smartphone of the year, but sadly missed the chance so simple and miserably. Now it has to live under the heavy shadow of Samsung's marketing BS strategy for another year. The story that LG is so familiar with, more than any other smartphone manufacturers. In the smartphone market, LG has always been like a supporting actor, a backing singer, the guy which is around and is very useful, but no one notices him. They know better than everyone else that they are behind by miles, and they know they can't leave it to be like this forever. That's why sometimes they turn that madness level to 11 to get noticed. Like what they did last year with the G5. The difference between G6 and LG's last year creation, the G5, cannot be more drastic. When G5 was the wrong answer to a valid question, the G6 is a right answer but to a wrong question. Last year's question was a removable battery in a metal body. This year's question is the edgeless screen malarkey. That being said, I was very excited when LG G5 came out, and for the first time I thought of buying a LG smartphone up until I saw it in person. Build quality was, let's say, strange. In my S8 review, I taught Samsung how to make a better phone. I am now going to give LG my life-changing advice for free. That harsh truth that maybe changed LG's future, may take them from ash to sky, from being a kicked around underdog to a market bully like Samsung. LG's problem is the CEO. Unfortunately, he's a very nice guy, which is not a good thing to be in the management world. They need a Steve Jobs of their own, someone who knows what is a smartphone, and someone greedy like who they have now, but also a tech head. What they have now is a businessman in top, which may or may not be a good businessman, but for sure he's not a tech head. They need someone at top who knows what is the difference between an eggplant and a pocket PC, someone who uses his smartphone for more than making phone calls to his wives, someone who is determined to be the best and knows what is the best, or at least he thinks he knows it, not waiting to be told. Someone who, when he presented by its mobile division manager with a failure design, insert the phone deep in his throat and hold it there for 83 seconds with no remorse, without letting him to take a breath or spit out. That's the guy who can make the LG relevant in the tech world. Yes. However, if I had the authority, I would give the LG's mobile division team the highest bravery medal of honor for their unbelievable courage and fearlessness for last year's creation, the modular LG G5. And if it wasn't for the screen ratio, I'd also give the best design award for this year's G6. But also, if I could, I'd kick them in the nuts for messing up their chance this year. Don't get me wrong, G6 is not a bad phone, but when you look at it, screams at you that it's here just to be here. It hands up and pants down. It's a repentance letter from the guys who designed and made the last year's G5, who are some young Facebook addicts, naughty, careless daddy brains. G6 is the order of the managers who forced them to make it of the spunking dead butts bleeding red. Well, not enough. You know, I'm not fan of these super weird screen ratios, but nevertheless, despite its similarities with the Galaxy S8, such as the screen ratio, rounded old-fashioned screen corners, placement of its tiny speaker grill, I have to admit I hate it much less than the stupid Galaxy S8. But when I look at the G6, I ask myself why I should buy this thing over other phones in the market. Is it cheaper? Well, with $700 price tag, not exactly. Is it spec-wise up to date? I am not a marketing numbers slave, but it is not for people who rightly or wrongly want latest numbers. When you have last year's chipset and a 32GB of memory, while you're asking for a flagship money for its battery life, when it just managed to give you hardly a day usage, and that's if your prayers get accepted. For what then? For its stupid screen ratio, which no apps fits in properly, neither any videos, or for pointless ugly rounded corners its screen has, or features that it hasn't, like wireless charging or high-res audio DAC. $700 for what? Please don't tell me you get the LG G6 with wireless charger here and other thing somewhere else, because in Unboxgraphy's standard, those kind of behavior are deceiving marketing BSs that I do not never ever consider acceptable. Here at Unboxgraphy, a device either has a feature or hasn't got it. Or it has the thingy but it's not here, it will be here with an update. No. But despite my strong feeling against this kind of screen, the reality is the screen aspect ratio is the only guilt that this poor guy has. LG G6 has some advantages that pushes itself into your heart like a naughty but clever and sweet hooker who secretly has planned to marry you. For example, its wide-angle camera, which is amazing, and in my opinion all smartphones should have one. The images its dual camera take are very nice, but the wide-angle camera takes are basically impossible to take with any other smartphones. It's absolutely brilliant. That wide-angle lens is so inviting, I cannot stop taking pictures with it. Such a good idea. Well done, LG's mobile division team. I usually like it tight, but your wide one forced me to think again. Congratulations to you for finding out the wider is better. Believe me, that rule is also good in regard to the screen ratio, albeit in portrait mode. Build quality is great and ease of use is also more than acceptable. I gave the most beautiful phone title to Samsung for its S8, but I have no doubt LG G6 is the classiest smartphone of the year. It's the gentleman's phone. It's the classy lady's phone. If of the 7 boot jobs, your boot size is 48 triple D XXL, and you're still thinking of having more boot jobs to make it even bigger, the G6 is not for you. Go for Galaxy S8. Perfect phone for you. But if you are a professional lady driving a BMW M5 to work and having business meetings daily, this is a phone for you. So when you take it out from your handbag, it gives you that little bit more sophistication you don't even need, but you deserve to have. And the gentleman in the room feel sorry for themselves with their boring iPhones. It's so classy and respectful. Whenever I hold it in my hand, I feel I have to go and wear a suit for it and behave myself. G6 looks 10 times more mature than S8 and 10 times classier than iPhone. It feels perfect in hand. Moving from a S8 to this is like moving from hell to paradise. Using Samsung Galaxy S8 is like making love to a porcupine, while with LG G6 fits easily and smoothly. Apart from its useless tiny speaker grill, everything else are perfectly placed, especially the fingerprint scanner. No, I'm not going to insult the entire human race by comparing it to the S8's poo hole. It's not the fastest sensor, but just to tell you, it's always right there under your finger. No need to look for it or sniff for it to find it. And it also doubles as a power button, which comes with small problems of its own, but it's not a bad idea at all because it has purpose. Unlike its 19:8 screen ratio, which has no use or purpose apart from generating a bigger screen size number for marketing tactic to make the boss happier and to fool people to think they are getting a bigger screen than what iPhone has in a smaller body. Yeah, whatever. Well done LG's mobile division team for the fingerprint scanner, which every time you go for it, it's excitedly shouting, "Come into me, come into me, come into me," and puts itself under your finger. The finger hole treats your thingy so good. It gives you confidence to go for it again and again, and to think to yourself that I had a good one. I didn't even know. Also, it has its own heater underneath, which heats up to warm up your finger. When you use LG G6's finger sensor, you will feel sorry for Samsung, who couldn't manage to make a working finger hole after years. They're trying it for 4 or 5 years now, but failed each time. Gosh, every single smartphone makers managed to sort out the finger scanner apart from Samsung. Unbelievable. And poor clueless Samsung serial users think the fingerprint scanner never works. It's just a gimmick, what they say. Here at Unboxgraphy, a smartphone battery life is its make or break, and LG's battery life did not impress me at all. At best is average. To be fair to Samsung, the Galaxy S8's battery is noticeably better, and unfortunately the heater that LG has put under the fingerprint sensor also heats up the entire phone strangely, to the point that you get a bit concerned. At the Korean has no good records of battery safety. To my knowledge, for the first time in mobile phones, LG has used the combination of heatsink and copper heat pipes to spread the heat to the metal chassis to cool down that fire-blowing Snapdragon 821 SoC. This new heat spreading setup works well. I can confirm that, and I am impressed. Well done LG's mobile division, 1000 times. Great job. But you have missed a little but very important point. You spread the heat to the metal frame, but right into people's palm. It makes people rightly anxious. And the question remains unanswered. Why it's getting hot for no reason when I'm just doing some light web browsing or YouTubing on it. I've also noticed the battery percentage acting a bit weird. After you disconnect it from a charger, say every morning, it takes quite a long time to drop from 100% to 99%. Okay, what's wrong with that? Well, that might be looks okay and makes some clueless consumers think, wow, what a battery life. But when it passes that first percentage, it goes full speed, and when it passes the 20%, it pushes its nitro boost button and you will lose track of it. Remember, not so old days, Samsung used to do same trick to falsely impress its user to how good their batteries are, until the batteries exploded into their face. I've done some tests on the LG G6. It doesn't seem to do this with bad intention, but nevertheless it's there. Software. This is my first ever LG phone. In terms of its user interface, I was expecting a disappointment, but to be honest, it surprised me positively. It is very clean and efficient. It is classy as it looks. I like it. or to put it this way, it has nothing to dislike about it, where Samsung gathers all the rubbish in the world and packs it in front of you to consume, to explode itself and you, but fails to provide essentials. LG just give you enough to eat and live for another day, but fit and healthy. You have all you need, plus some useful extras. Time for the questions. The goods, bads, uglies. The goods. I simply love the wide-angle camera. It's beautiful screen, a bit saturated for my taste, but kids like it these days. I like its fantastic build quality and its perfect feel in hand. It's nice, soft, warm fingerhold thingy. Its user interface, always on screen. Its innovative heat pipes. The bads. Lack of features like wireless charging, heat problem, not so impressive battery life. It's 32GB of memory. The uglies. The lack of Bixby, it's really unacceptable. Not. The screen's aspect ratio and its rounded corners. The tiny, lazy located speaker grill. Is LG G6 good for gamers? No, because of its useless speaker and weird screen ratio. For multimedia users, not either for same reasons. For professionals, yes, it's very smart for your work, and it's the classiest smartphone I've seen since the Nokia E71. If unlike me, you don't mind its screen aspect ratio and you don't mind to make your desk a bit messy with a charging cable. What about children under 3? No, go get the flashy S8, perfect phone for them. For general users, for the daily use like Facebooking and stuff, yes, if you are not a heavy user, as it has a mediocre battery life. How much is its real value? I value this at $350. That's nearly twice the value I gave the S8 because of its build quality, BS-free user interface, a frustration-free design, an amazing wide-angle camera, near perfect fingerprint scanner. What LG's mobile division can do to improve? Let me show them. Guys, don't be that stupid. Leave this gorgeous screen you make alone. Widen it up to 16:9 ratio. You see here on top, you already have a grill for the second speaker. Use it. Yes, I know the audio frequency problems, but I'm sure you can do it. You had the balls and brain to make the G5. Have belief in yourself. And on the bottom, let me give you my brilliant idea for the first time, just for you to be the first to use it. I don't mind, you can even go patent it. Go use it before everyone else do. Here, put another speaker grill, but double it as a home button. Brilliant idea, isn't it? I'm inspired by your fingerhold, guys. I'm sure you can build them. Add capacitive Android control buttons on sides of it. Make it in 2 sizes. One on the 5.5 inch for people who wants to get blind before their 50s, and the normal 6.5 to 7 inch one with a 5000 milliampere battery for phablet crazies like me, and for gamers and movie pirates, Netflix addicts, power users, and for normal people. Guys, do it. Nail it before it's too late. See Xiaomi and its Mi Max success story. If you do that, LG, I swear to my first girlfriend life, I will happily pay $700 for it. And I also suck your white thingy, the camera, right here in front of my subscribers. By then, we'll be 10 million, hopefully. That's it for today. It's just impossible to make a shorter video review, guys, but I'm keep trying. Thank you so much. My name is Sharam from your honest, independent and entertaining tech channel Unboxgraphy.